Good evening and welcome to all the participants joined in daily virtual program on work-life balance conducted by Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. We have with us our today's resource person, Dr. Madhurika Agarwal ma'am, and we have with us Mr. Deepak Khanduri sir. We welcome you all in this platform. With this, I'm introducing our today's resource person, Dr. Madhurika Agarwal, ma'am. She is a medical professional with over 30 years of clinical experience in maternal and child health. She has worked in the central government hospitals, ESIC, New Delhi, under the Ministry of Labor. She has also been the director of Health Positive, a company involved in the management of lifestyle disease with special emphasis on specially disabled children and adults with work related injuries and occupational illness. She has been a visiting faculty of pediatrics in the Institute of Health and Allied Sciences. Currently, she practices telemedicine in her field of expertise. She has some research work to her credit, which has been published in Index Journal, like the Lancet, who International Association of Occupational Safety and Health. She's also a recipient of many awards from the Ministry of Health and Family welfare, both essential and straight. IMA, DMA, IAOS, to name a few. She has been with Heartfulness meditation practitioner from a couple of years now and trainer since last 1 year. With this brief introduction, I'm handing over the session to Dr. Madhurika Gurmal, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and a hearty welcome to all of you on this third in a row session of mine, which will be the last. So, as usual, let us start with centering. I will guide you through the centering process. All of you may slowly and gently close your eyes. Bring your attention to your heart, where you often feel your heartbeat. Make a very subtle suggestion to yourself that all the distractions around you are leaving you for some time now, and you are able to center yourself in your center of being, which is your heart, so that you could be in the present moment, here and now. Attend this session mentally and physically. We'll be in such a state for 1 or 2 minutes. That's all. So let me introduce the topic of today. I share my screen so that you all can see the topic. So today's topic is positive affirmations for personal and professional growth. Basically, positive affirmations, and it's a tool to harness the power of mindset for success. It's a tool to harness the power of mindset, individual mindset, power get enhanced for success. Ultimately, we all strive for success in our personal and professional lives. So it's a personal tool which can help us achieve this personal and professional success. So the topics that we shall discuss today would be what is positive affirmation, what are others? It's written little wrongly, grammatical mistake there. How do they work on us? How do they help us in mental health and work-life balance? How to practice them, and how heartfulness practices use this tool for our benefit. So one of the positive affirmation is written beside you can do it, which is a common thing, a common phrase that most of our gurus, our parents, our spouses, our even children and our colleagues and bosses give us off and on. So let's see what is a positive affirmation. So positive affirmations are short, empowering statements that help reshape thoughts and build confidence. So every word in this sentence is important to understand what a positive affirmation means. So positive affirmations are short. They are very short sentences or statements. They are empowering statements which empower us mentally, that can reshape our thoughts. Our thoughts are already there. We are able to reshape them through practice of positive affirmations and build confidence in ourselves. So what are the key points that a positive affirmation needs to have? You'll, I'll recall the slide again in the end of the presentation. So it should be a positive phrase. It should be in the present tense. Like here it is written, I am determined to success. So it is a continuous thing that is happening. So that is why it should be in present tense or present continuous. It should not I may do this or I will do this. That can also happen, but I have done this should not be taken as an affirmation. And it affirms strength and infuses the mind with empowering beliefs. So it has to empower the mind so that our thoughts are reshaped. This is the core of positive affirmations. So again, my favorite topic, the neuroscience of positive affirmations. This is the slide I have borrowed from my yesterday's presentation, since they all the three topics that I have taken and I'm taking today to last 2 days and today, based on this type of neuroscience. So here again, you may notice that there is a brain depicted here with the conscious mind on the top half circle and subconscious mind in the lower half circle. So the conscious mind builds up ideas and the subconscious mind has feelings. So when an idea is repeatedly present or it keeps on bombarding it repeatedly, it gets fixed into the subconscious mind. It stays there, so it makes this idea becomes fixed. So when an idea is implanted or internalized or impregnated into the subconscious mind over and over again. So a thought or an idea, when it keeps on going into the subconscious mind, it gets fixed. And this fixed idea becomes our habit. And this habitual pattern of our thoughts and ideas and feelings bombard our body. And our body produces an action which gives an outcome or the result. So keeping this in the view, let us see what neuroscience of positive affirmations has to say. So look at this diagram. This says there are some positive pathways which are thicker dotted lines inside the brain. So the brains have certain nerve cells which are connected or wired with each other. So they are wired and they fire together. If one nerve cell gets stimulated, rest of the nerve cell in this pathway will get stimulated and they fire together, producing an action, producing a nerve conduction to the body and giving the command for the body to produce an action, which can be based on whatever the order is given by the brain. The action can be a positive one or negative one or a neutral one. So the weak pathway gives a weaker stimuli and thus the reaction is also weak, and a strong pathway gives a stronger reaction. So the strong pathway here represents the habits that we have formed, which are our perceptions and the fixed ideas. And the weak pathways are the small thoughts that linger in our mind, but they have not become our thought patterns, or they have not become our fixed ideas or our habits or perceptions. So, I would like to show you today a very beautiful video which expresses neuroplasticity. So, I hope this video gave a clearer perspective to thoughts, feelings, emotions, how the brain is wired and fired, and how a habit is formed. Probably in sessions of habits, a lot of this must be uh, must be spoken about. But here, what I want to emphasize is that um, the pathways that we have, the habits that we have, if we have an old habit which is bad and we want to genuinely want to change that habit, by the practice of positive affirmations, we can build newer pathways or the newer thought patterns, which will become a newer habit and will make a stronger pathway and give the weak pathway which we want to get rid of, give it away, and we build a newer, positive, better habit in us. Similarly, if we have a bad habit and we want to inculcate even that habit and some other bad habit, say, suppose um, I'm used to taking coffee, say 2, 3 cups a day. I know it is not good to take caffeine so much, but because it's winter now, I want to increase my cups of coffee from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 or maybe 6 cups. And I start doing this. So what happens? The action of mine makes a thought process. It takes these thoughts into the brain and they get rewired. And this rewiring makes this idea of mine to take 6 cups or 5, 6 cups of coffee every day. This becomes stronger and stronger. And this strong pathway becomes a habit. So it is true for both good and bad things, that whether we want to change the habit for good or we want to change the habit for bad. So neuroplasticity is something which gives us the background of science behind all the things that we wish to do, which is new, or we think that we cannot change in our brain as adults. No, we can. And this is the basis of most of the treatments that are given to most of the children and adults who are suffering from certain brain illnesses. So, moving forward, I would like to summarize this entire process of neuroplasticity and how the positive affirmations behave. So, what happens? You can see there is a brain lobe here. And when we repeatedly expose ourselves, our brains to positive statements by virtue of practicing positive affirmations, through the process of neuroplasticity, what happens to the brain? The black brain or the negative thoughts that we often have in our brain converts into the white part or the positive brain. How does it happen? It gradually reshapes your thought patterns and self perceptions. Need to learn two words here: gradually and reshapes. So it gradually reshapes. It doesn't happen in a day or two. It takes time, so gradually it reshapes. So the brain takes a newer shape. And what happens by this? Our thoughts, what we think, are changed. What happens? It allows to replace the negative self-talk with more optimistic beliefs. So the negative thing, the black part of the brain is negative. It replaces itself with a positive optimistic belief systems or beliefs, and ultimately influencing your emotions and behaviors in a positive way. So this cycle of thoughts, emotions, behavior, and the cycle which is even reversible, this cycle is played upon again and again with newer positive thoughts, and gradually these thoughts are replaced with positive thoughts, and the brain is rewired again with the process of neuroplasticity, and to change our behavior in a positive way. So, what happens by consistently saying something positive about yourself? So, what is positive affirmation allowing you to do? It is letting you are consciously doing this, saying something positive about yourself. You can start to believe when you say this again and again and again. Gradually, you start to believe in it more readily over time. So we start believing in the statements that we say. So suppose I'm fed up of taking coffee so often. So if I say to myself, I am not taking coffee anymore. I am going to stop the coffee. I want to stop the coffee, but I say to myself, I am not taking coffee anymore. And I tell this again and again. My brain listens to me, and this becomes a consistent habit of mine, and I stop taking. My brain doesn't give command to my body to make a cup of coffee for myself, and thus my bad habit of taking coffee so frequently, it's changed to a positive one, that I stop coffee even in the month of these months of winters, right? So this is the way how the brain or the neuroplasticity works. So coming back to the normal topic of positive affirmations, we need to understand how these affirmations are going to help us. The science is very easy, so the benefits are very obvious. So they reduce the negative thoughts. When we say these, the thought patterns are reduced, so the negative thinking pattern is reduced. So they increase our happiness. So happiness increases. So emotions become, when we change the negative thinking changes to from negative to positive, and the emotions that positive thoughts lead to is a that of happiness. What else happens? Keeping the small things in perspective. By this, we are able to focus on very small things of ours, small habits which may be not so beneficial for our self development or our professional and personal development. So we are on a check on ourselves. Our self awareness increases. We are aware of ourselves. We are conscious of what we are doing, what we are thinking, what we are feeling, and we try to change all these behaviors by using the method of positive affirmations. And physically, it helps to improve our cardiovascular health. And the basis of improving cardiovascular health is a simple thing. When the thoughts are less negative or they are not negative at all, there is less stress, there is more happiness. So, more happy hormones are released from the brain, and dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and oxytocin at times. All these positive hormones increase the health of the heart or the circulatory system, the cardiovascular system. So the heart is starts functioning better, and rest of the body, when the heart functions better, the rest of the body, the brain, lungs, kidneys, gut, liver, everything, functions in a better way. So this is the benefit, few benefits I have mentioned. Let us come to the practical aspect of what essential attitudes we must have while we practice positive affirmations. So, first of all, we must have confidence in ourselves that whatever we are speaking about ourselves as a positive statement, which is not true today, but will become true eventually, gradually, when our thought patterns will change, the thoughts will get rewired in the brain. So, we must sure shot have the confidence in ourselves that our brain is listening to us. My brain is listening to me and it is going to change for good, whatever I want it to change for. So the confidence or the confidence in self or self confidence is one of the major attitudes that we need to have while we practice positive affirmations. We need to have patience because this change is going to take time. It's going to happen gradually. So we must not think, oh my, this habit is not going, I'm not becoming positive, and things like that. We have to be patient. Have patience. I have very often spoken in my slides that we have to be patient because this is a gradual process. And we must be regular in practicing. So, a regular means regularity in every day. We should practice every day. And if possible, we should practice at the same time. This is also called a process of automatism, where we become automatically tuned to say these statements on that in that particular time. Whenever, say, suppose I have decided to say some positive affirmation at 8 a.m. in the morning when I leave home to my office. So as soon as 8 o'clock comes, of the next day, my body starts craving to speak out those affirmations. It becomes an automatic exercise for me. So the regular practice every day at the same time, if it is done along with patience and confidence in ourselves, we will be able to materialize the outcomes of these statements that we make for ourselves, for our positive change. So, how to practice positive affirmations? How do we practice them? So, first thing is we identify the negative thought patterns in us. So, like I gave an example, if I identify a negative thought pattern, like having a lot of coffee and thinking to have much more in the months of winter, if this is the thought pattern, a negative thought, I know as a doctor, I know that coffee isn't good for my health. So I want to replace this. I want to replace this negative thought, which is coming again and again and bombarding me that I need to take more coffee. I need to take more coffee. What do? I replace this with a specific empowering affirmation. So I replace this very thought. First thing is becoming aware that I have this negative thought, and it is not a thought only. It has to be a thought pattern, which is coming again and again. A thought pattern is when the thought bombards us again and again to make a fixed idea, which is impregnated in the subconscious mind. So when I realize this, half work is already done. Then the second half, 50% of the work is done when I replace this thought with the empowering affirmations. Then the thing is at the subconscious level, it just happens. It just happens. We be consistent and patient, and we practice, and practice a lot. So it's going to make practice, which is going to make us succeed in materializing our positive affirmations. This is one of the very important things we all need to remember. So, how do we practice positive affirmations at work? So it's very simple. By the general guideline that I gave in my previous slide, we have to just imagine the very same thing while we want to change ourselves at work. So we identify a work related challenge. So all of us as working professionals have some work related challenge that keeps coming our way, and we get bothered, we get stressed, which hampers our professional life, and we take these stresses home and impart it to our family members, thus disturbing our personal life as well. And this entire process of having a stress in our work life and disturbing our personal life, we imbalance the work life balance. So, if you are able to identify the work related challenge, maybe your boss is very pokey in a way that he uh, um, wants you to finish the job or whatever task he has given you within a week's time, while you think, and it is every time his habit. It is a every time he gives you a task, some tasks you are able to do in 7 days or 5 working days, but some of them take longer. Like say for you people as accountants, you people can finish accounting of one particular I don't know how you function, but say suppose there is a task which is to be done for a 1 day or 1 month thing, you may be able to do in 5 days time. But if you're doing an audit for entire year of a company, it will definitely entire year work may take you more than a week, or maybe it will take you longer. But your boss thinks that you must finish this work within a week's time, and he has coined this process that okay, my this subordinate is going to finish the work in 7 days. This keeps bothering you, and you're you feel challenged with this. So what happens, because this is bothering you and the stress you're taking home, and the stress is taking toll in your body, and it's taking toll of your professional and personal lives. So what you do is you reframe this into a positive statement that I am able to deliver my ho- task within 1 week's time. Similarly, there is an example given here which is more practical, saying the challenge at workplace is, say, suppose I am bad at public speaking. You are again and again pushed to public speaking at workplace where you are not confident enough to do this. So the challenge that you face is that you are not good and you don't know how to manage. So the challenge is I am bad at public speaking. And what is the positive affirmation that you coin for this challenge is I speak with confidence and clarity. So when I have framed this positive affirmation, then I start practicing it. So positive affirmation has a back of positive thinking. If we don't think positively, we cannot frame a positive affirmation. So for framing the positive affirmation, we have to make our mind positive. We have to think positively. And then this thought is impregnated from the conscious mind, because the thoughts generate in the conscious mind. So we generate the thought with confidence and clarity, and it gets impregnated when we recite it again and again and again every day at a regular fixed time. It gets impregnated in our subconscious mind, making it a fixed idea or a fixed perception or a habit. And this habit, through the process of neuroplasticity, actually manifests in us, and we become confident and clear while we speak publicly. And we have overcome our work related challenge by this. It may take 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months for some people. It may take longer for others. There is no stipulated rule how it works. It differs from person to person, practice to practice, your determination to practice, and your own self confidence. So, how do we integrate these affirmations into our daily routine? Even if we want to do it for the workplace, so we have to start it in the morning at home. So, start the day with affirmations to set the intentions. So, in the morning, we are least disturbed by our routine, by our family, we are well rested from the night's sleep. So at that time, if we say out our affirmations, suppose you get up at around 5 or 6, whatever time it may be, you haven't gotten out of your bed, and you close your eyes and you concentrate on your affirmation. You say to yourself, affirmations are spoken to ourselves. You can say it in your mind, you can say it out loud. It depends on how you want your brain to listen. The brain is listening in whichever way you converse with it. And you have a conviction, you have the confidence that your brain is listening to you. So we start by saying this affirmation as an intention in the morning when we are least disturbed. During work, we use these affirmations to manage the stress or self doubt that we have, whatever it may be. Whenever we have some doubt or a challenge while work, we say these positive statements to ourselves. In the evening, we reflect on the entire day, again saying these positive affirmations. And to memorize these positive affirmations, it is not going to take time, but to make it a practice, to make it a routine, to make it automatic in you, we may need certain tools. And these tools can be a sticky note on your board, or you can set phone reminders, or there are many affirmation apps which you can practice. So this quote here says, today is the perfect day to be happy. So if you are not so happy currently and you want to be you are generally a happy person, you've lost your happiness somewhere. So this is a very beautiful affirmation which anybody can practice and say, today is the perfect day to be happy. If I say this to myself with my closed eyes, my attention inwards to my brain, it's definitely going to listen. And if I keep repeating it and I rethink about it whenever I feel low in my entire work day, and if I feel low or if I feel stressed or challenged or whatever, I repeat it. And again, when I come back home in the evening, when I'm just going to go to bed, I reflect on the entire day, how my day went good and how my day went not so very good. I again say the positive affirmations to myself and sleep. As I have mentioned in my previous talks also, sleep is something when we can very beautifully impregnate these thoughts, implant these thoughts in our subconscious mind. So I would recommend to say this thought, positive affirmations, just before to bed, so that a positive, beautiful thought about yourself gets impregnated or implanted into the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind wires it and it starts manifesting the entire thing the next day. So morning and during work and evening is the practice. So how do we practice some positive affirmations through the heartfulness practices? So heartfulness has many positive suggestions which are very subtle in nature, and they are not for only myself. We are doing our work, we are doing our meditation to change ourselves for good. But we have, as a social animal, all of us have the responsibility to do good to our community, to our environment, to our world, to the entire universe. So, by going by that logic, Heartfulness recommends certain positive suggestions which brings about change not only in me but also in all the things around me. So I will read out these positive suggestions. So one of it is everything surrounding us, the air particles, the people, the birds, the trees, everything around us is deeply absorbed in godly remembrance. So we can say this any time in the day, and if we take it as a positive affirmation, we can fix a time every day or early in the morning and late in the night before sleeping. And we can say it out. This benefits everything. It benefits people around us. It benefits plants. It benefits animals, insects, birds, including air particles and the non-living things around us, including our walls and ceilings and floors and buildings and vehicles, everything you name it, and it's all incorporate in us, whatever surrounding us is. So, isn't it a beautiful positive suggestion which is given to us to be spoken for the positivity around us? Because if anything is absorbed in God, definitely the godliness is love, godliness is positivity. So, it is ought to become positive, it is ought to become happy and lovable. Second affirmation is all human beings have correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. So, this is again a beautiful affirmation which we can practice, and this affirmation works for all human beings So by this, even if you had a problem in that workplace, your boss being a little bossy, crooked, or very demanding, or your subordinates not so understanding, whatsoever, whatever challenges you have, if you practice this positive affirmation, and you will see it works not only in yourself, it brings about a correct pattern of thinking. So it may change your thinking from negative to not so negative to becoming positive. It can make you have right understanding along with everybody having right understanding. And it can make you an honest person with honest approach to life, including with all the people. And this doesn't, you don't have to say with an intention that may the people in my office have all these things, three things: correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life, or the people in my home or my relatives, my family may have, but all humans in general. So, all who ought to benefit, all those who are receptive to this from your vibratory level to their own, if they are coherent with your vibratory level, they will get this thought as a vibration, an energy vibration, a positive energy, and which will act on their brain and will again go through the process of neuroplasticity, making them positive, making them have correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. This is the bare minimum I think one can note it down and practice almost every day and see for few days how people change around you. This is an experiment you can do. Even those of you who are keen on doing some research, you can do this research on this line by practicing, making it your positive affirmation for say 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever time, and you can practice this. The other affirmation is there are many such subtle suggestions. I have just penned down few. The entire universe is engulfed with love, peace, and God's grace. So we practice this for the entire universe. We don't know who are the parts of the universe. We know the earth, we know the planets, we know the galaxy, but we don't know whether there is another civilization elsewhere. We don't know whether there is life in some other planet and the life is breeding there. But we just take a subtle thought for the entire universe that it is engulfed with love. It's engulfed with peace. There is no unjust, there is no hatred, and there is God's grace, that God's grace is falling on every part of the universe. So we say this subtle thought and then we confidently believe. It's very important to believe with confidence that my brain is listening and my brain is changing and the entire universe is changing. We don't have to think about it and dissect this thought. We just have to say, but with a firm conviction, with a confidence in a statement that yes, I believe in the statement and this is going to happen sooner or later. It may take time, but it is going to happen sooner or later, right? So the last slide here, a very beautiful quote that I came across, which I wish to share with you all. An affirmation opens the door. So the closed door of any place which we think are closed for us, positive affirmations, they open the door. It's a beginning point on the path to change. Louis Hay, very beautiful quote on positive affirmations. So this is, I wanted to share with you. Another thing I wanted to share is the latest book by my spiritual guide, my spiritual guru, Dr. Kamlesh D. Patel. We very fondly call him as Daji. So this book, The Power of Paradox, I too have it with me. It's just released on 28th of December and it's a very practical book. It has a chapter on positive affirmations apart from many chapters on personal and professional growth. So I would recommend if you people have hands on this book, you must read this book. And I think it has gotten a beautiful uh, short topics which help us understand our thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors and how to change them with very practical answers from him. Last thing I would want you all, if you wish to practice, so many months, we are delivering these short meditations to all of you. If you wish to practice any other time, you may download the Heartfulness Meditation app. This is the logo. You can go to the App Store or the Play Store. It's available in iOS and Android. You can download this and you can choose to meditate with a trainer. And like how we get it done every day with you people, you can do it with a trainer who doesn't know you and you don't know him, but is available all the time, any time of the day when you're feeling slightly anxious or not so very good. You can just choose to meditate or clean yourself like we did yesterday through this, and you can reduce your stress and bring more life to your personal and professional lives. So thank you very much once again for giving me this and opportunity and bearing with me for these coming 3 days and listening very, very patiently to whatever I have spoken. Now we shall start meditation today with the one of the positive affirmations, which I think is going to work wonders for all of you um, as professionals, and it's going to bring positivity in your personal lives as well. So uh, let's all close our eyes very slowly and gently, and you may repeat this positive affirmation after me silently in your mind. All human beings are having correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. All human beings are having. Again, please notice that this is in present tense. Having and present continuous. It is going to continue in the present. Today will become the past. Tomorrow is going to become your present. So it is going to continue. So it is all human beings are having correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. Again, I will repeat it. Please focus on your heart, where you can feel your heartbeat, and repeat after me in your mind. All human beings have correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. While we focus on the heart, give a very subtle suggestion to yourself that the source of divine light is already present in my heart and is attracting my attention inwards. We remain focused at this point of our heart and go with the flow of meditation. Many thoughts may arise. We let them go or let them be as they are. We don't fight them, and we just remind ourselves that we are meditating, and we come back to our effortless focus on our heart. We don't make efforts to bring back our attention to the heart, but whenever we are reminded of the fact that we are absorbed in our thoughts, we bring our attention back to our heart and remind ourselves, I'm meditating. With this, let us start meditation for today. Please start meditation. That's all. You may keep your eyes closed. Observe what you're feeling now and what you felt before starting meditation. You feel a positive shift in your feeling. Thank God Almighty for bestowing this positivity and try to make it your habit by affirming to yourself that I am whatever you felt. I am calm. I am peaceful. I am happy, joyous, and confident. I have clear thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to life. Whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes and become familiar with your current environment. I would like to take the questions.
Ma'am, we have shared some question in the chat box.
Yeah, I'm just looking at them. So there are two questions in the chat box. How can daily positive affirmations reshape our mindset, overcome challenges, and achieve personal and professional life? This is the topic what I chose, and the entire presentation was about this. That how can you practice positive affirmations to reshape your mindset and change your personal and professional life to make it successful. So to wrap it up again, first and foremost, you need to identify what is going so negative within you, the habit that you wish to change, whatever it may be, however big or small it may be. First and foremost is becoming aware of what is going wrong with you in your personal life or in your professional life. Once you have identified this, then we go on to reframing a positive version of this thought, whatever you have identified as, we reframe it in a positive way. And when we have done that, say you feel that I'm very stressed in my personal life, I cannot manage my relationships, always have fights with your wife, and your children do not listen to you. So you or your husband, whosoever, your spouse, or your relatives, you are not able to maintain a congenial relationship, maybe. So what you do is you feel that I am stressed out with this relationship business. So what is the positive conversion of this thought? You say, I am happy with my family. I am happy in the company of my relatives. So you have given a positive change to I am stressed during their presence to I am happy in their presence. And this is in a present tense. After you have reframed this term in a positive way, in a positive statement or a sentence or a phrase, you decide a time, preferably early in the morning when you are least disturbed by your own thoughts, by your work, your people around, by anybody. You're just with yourself. You're present with yourself. So you close your eyes, shift your attention inwards so that your heart and mind listen and speak out this or just speak this up within your mind. You silently speak it up so that your brain listens. Your conscious mind listens to the statement and passes it on or embeds that statement into the subconscious mind. So do this in the morning. Remind yourself during your daytime work or any time. And same thing is true when you are professionally having a challenge and when you come back home again in the evening or at bedtime. Try to repeat the same with the same conviction and confidence that yes, this is going to happen. It will happen because it is backed by my own will, my strong confidence and my will this is going to happen, this will happen for sure. So this is the way how it can bring about a change. Eventually, you will start seeing a shift in your own perception because of the neuroplasticity. You will see a change in your perception that what you felt as stress, you will take it very lightly. Maybe the people around you have not changed, but your own perception for that environment, the circumstances, the whatever stress gave you stress previously, your perception has changed. You have started taking those things lightly. You have started thinking positive for the same situations that you thought negative before. And this brings a lot of peace in your life, a lot of peace mentally in your life, emotionally in your life, which helps you, live your relationships better. So improves your personal life and live your relations in the professional life, help you focus more in the work, do your work properly, finish your task better way, in a more productive way, and bring a positive shift in the professional life as well. I hope this answers the question. Question number 2 is, what are the most effective ways to use affirmations to build confidence, foster growth, and unlock our full potential? So, most effective ways are self awareness. So, first of all, you need to be aware of what you need to change. If you don't know what you need to change, what will you make? There are many listed affirmations on if you Google something, but that will not be customized to your problem. So, I suggest you need to coin your own affirmations. It's not a difficult task at all. So, please identify what you want to change in yourself. You want to change in others, you want to change, first change yourself because you can't change others. So to change the self, you have to identify what you want to change, what is so negative that is going on within you. Identify that negative thing which is bothering you or which is the cause of your stress or anything that you don't like in your life, and convert that negative thinking, the negative thought or whatever you is bothering you into a positive present tense statement or a phrase. Keep it crisp, keep it small. Let it not be lengthy sentences, let it be very crisp and short so that you can repeat it every day. You don't have to memorize it. And if you want to have reminders, you can have stick ons on your notice board or have reminders on your phone, or you can use certain apps and repeat it in the early morning, at bedtime, and during the day whenever you feel like, whenever you have time, or whenever things are bothering you, whenever situations are challenging. Just repeat it to yourself. And self awareness is the biggest and effective way. The second way, I don't know whether there should be any way out. You can ask people. You can ask your seniors, maybe your friends, how do I change this? How do I frame this positive affirmation for myself? You can do that and you can ask them to frame it for you. And ultimately, you have to do your own neuroplasticity of the brain. I cannot do yours and you cannot do mine. I have to realize what is wrong what is negative in my life, what is negative in my personal or professional life, and only then I can make it. And I am the best judge of myself. Nobody can judge me better than me. So, this is the only way to unlock the potential of yours. And of course, being an avid practitioner of heartfulness for so many years, I would recommend that you must take up meditation. I would not say that only heartfulness meditation works, but definitely it has worked wonders for me and millions of people all across the globe. So I wish you all could try heartfulness meditation. Give it a try, an experimental try for a week or so, and see the changes. Week, 10 days, 15 days. See the changes in yourself, see the changes in your surroundings. And when you meditate, you can, for the time that you want to do an experiment, you can, like today what we did, we said the positive affirmation and then went into the process of meditating. Similarly, you people can do the same thing. I think I've taken few extra minutes. I would like to thank all of you for having me here for continuous 3 days, the beginning of the year. listening carefully, patiently to me, asking such beautiful questions, which have really amazed me. And I've really found this platform a beautiful platform to share my opinions about three very small yet profound topics on gratitude, practicing gratitude, practicing journaling, and practicing positive affirmations as tools to enhance productivity, positivity, change in your mindset from negative to positive, to bring about a positive and a happier, successful professional and professional life. Thank you very much. I think it's all for my side today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for delivering this wonderful session, and thanks to all the participants who have joined this session, and also thanks to our Mr. Deepak Khanduri sir with us throughout the session. With this, we are concluding this session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you. Goodbye. Good night. Have a great day.